ain't got the lungs for it.
They've turned out so many
Yeah.
sort of huge talent, all really young as well.
Especially in the last couple of years, yeah.
So what is it? Is that they're really good at spotting great people, or is the training just so amazing?
I think the training is good. I got more just from kind of hanging out with other singers and other like musicians and just other creative kids, you know. It's really inspiring going to school with kids that want to do something with themselves.
But your guys are really, like, individual as well.
Yeah,
it's
I
not
don't know
that
what it
typical
is.
stage school kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess maybe they do spot something in people. And I think it's also a lot of luck, though, you know. I think because Amy came out, a lot of people kind of interested in the Brit School.
Right.
But you never do auditions there or anything like that, you know, for record companies or anything.
So, as you said, Amy Winehouse went there, but, you know, she's sort of having a difficult personal past, but, you know, phenomenal career. You've never sort of fallen into that trap, it seems, of, you know, being photographed, falling out of clubs or getting involved in things you shouldn't get involved in.
Yeah.
Is that something that your mum's been a big part of, sort of keeping you on the right path? Because you're very close, aren't you?
Yeah, my mum's my best friend. Yeah, I love her. It's more the embarrassment of my nana calling and being like, what are you doing? She used to only read one paper, but now she gets them all, like, every day.
Right.
Yeah, I think she gets the London papers up, like, I think she gets them up to Wales, or down to Wales, rather, and looks through them. So, yeah, I'm more embarrassed about what my nan might think.
It's a hell of a lot of success, isn't it, to deal with at your age?
20,
You know, and you've been to America, you've been on the Jay Leno show, and you're touring America next year.
Yeah, January,
Because
yeah.
that's, like, massive.
It is.
Are you confident you'll still be able to keep your feet on the ground?
Yeah, I reckon so. You know, everyone that works with me is the same, like, people that have always been working with me. So it's just nice for them, you know, so I don't really want to mess up for anyone, really.
I remember reading that you said that when you were in LA, I think you were doing a video shoot or something, and you realised that you were sort of trying to walk from A to B in a straight line, and people were giving you a huge, you know...
It was amazing. It was so good. It was like the first time. It was the first time, and like someone had a straw for my water, and I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, it was my first music video. I loved it at the time, but now I'm a bit like, no, stop it. I don't like it.
Yeah. You said your album's autobiographical about your life. Is it in what way?
It's all about a relationship that I had when I was like 18.
All about your relationship.
Yeah. So was that the chasing pavement things? Is,
yeah.
You were running away or something?
Yeah, we got in a bit of a scuffle in a club. Well, I got in a scuffle with him, rather. I got kicked out and ran away on my own in Tottenham Court Road and sort of come up with the phrase, like, you're chasing the pavement, you're a bit of a nutter. So, yeah.
Is he back on the scene now or not?
No, not in a lovey way. No, not at all. But we're still friends. Still, yeah, you know, I got an album out of it. I think he's still doing what he was doing before.
I had a friend in the music, Matt Goss, always used to say to me, never waste good agony.
Yeah, it's true.
Never waste good agony.
Yeah, be productive out of a bad situation. It's best revenge ever.
What do you think about the whole X Factor thing that we were talking about earlier on? Because you were there, weren't you?
Every Saturday.
We were on Saturday night.
I loved it so much. Yeah, I've never missed an episode since Pop Idol. Like one. Yeah, that was years ago.
What did you think of Simon? Were you
I love Simon. I was really scared cause I met him on the Extra Factor because he came up with Scott. I mean, back in the day, I used to think he's a bit of a meanie, but I think he's kind of softening up now. But I love him. I love everyone.
What about Scott? I mean, he was gutted, wasn't he?
Oh,
he wasn't angry. He was...
I thought it was a bit... Whenever I've seen it at home, I always thought it was a bit staged, but it was so real. Me and my makeup guy, we were crying.
Really?
Like, yeah! It's really, really intense.
But what about that emotion? What about that thing? What about the thing?
Yeah, me and Louis.
I like the biting on the finger bit of Louis. What about the kind of the emotional stories versus the actual, you know, singing ability? What do you think?
I thought on Saturday, I thought that Scott and Daniel's performance was the best of theirs of the whole series so far. I thought that because their voices aren't kind of as big as everyone else's, I thought that it actually really suited Big Band Week, and it was kind of impressive without them having to do all the wailing and all the big notes and stuff. Yeah. But I did think that Scott was better than Daniel, but I think that Daniel's performance was more heartfelt, and I think in order to kind of do this and get away with dealing with it, you have to have an emotional connection with it. So I think that's why everyone chose.
Why you won.
I love her.
I think that's why everyone chose.
Would you have done X Factor?
Yeah, probably. I mean, you know, when it came out, I was 12, so they didn't up the age until a couple of years ago. So I went to the Brit School, and then the MySpace thing happened, the internet kicked off, so I didn't there was other outlets at the time, but I would love to do it. I'd be quite happy to give this all up and start again and go.
Would you get back to the
It was so fun.
Who's your favourite singer in it?
Well, my favourite's Alexandra, but Laura blew me away on Saturday, and Diana and Rachel at last, man. She got a good song at last. I love her. I love all of them. And Ruth, I love them all.
We love you.
I love you and Simon, but I reckon Cheryl's going to win this year.
I think you're right.
Adele, you're going to stick around and perform live for us, aren't you? Your new single. Thank you so much, Adele.
Thank you.
more, but do you really know yourself? Back soon. Welcome back to Loose Women, where helping me, Jackie Brambles, spice up your lunchtime today are Sherrie Hewson, Carol McGiffin and Sunita. Still to come, we've that fabulous performance from Adele, and we'll be getting to grips with the man behind Corrie's latest gripping storyline, actor Graham Hawley. Oh, yes! But before that, whilst giving an interview published in this weekend's News of the World magazine, Kelly Brook received a dozen red roses. This is in the middle of the interview, and it's from her new beau, Danny Cipriani, following their first date together. I'm speechless, she said. I can't even look at them. This is so embarrassing. Oh, to be so embarrassed. But when was the last time a gesture left you speechless, Sunita?
OK, so it wasn't a man, it wasn't my husband gesture, but for my birthday a couple of Sundays ago, my girlfriend Jackie said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm going to lunch with the kids, going to have a very expensive lunch." She said, "No, you're not, you're coming here." Went to her house for Sunday. She'd been up since 7 o'clock in the morning, roasting pork, beef, lamb, just a complete feast. She cooked all day, invited 12 of my closest friends over, and we sat there from lunchtime to 8 o'clock in the evening, just drinking and eating and talking.
Oh,
and it was so, like, just for me. And I was calling her on the way home, just thinking that was amazing, and people I hadn't seen for a while. And I was trying to tell her how grateful I was. She didn't answer the phone. It went to her voicemail. I ended up blubbering on the phone, just saying, "Thank you so much."
Like Louis.
Like Louis.
The roast pork! Did you offer to do the washing up?
I didn't.
No. Shocking.
What about you, Carol?
Well, you know, I'm not one for romantic gestures, really, but, you know, lately, I find myself softening to them. And I did get some flowers, and I'm not a big fan of flowers, but now I am, funnily enough. And I still got them. I mean, they were
Aren't they a bit dead?
They're stinking now.
they're totally dead. No, I'm drying them out, so I'm going to keep them.
Are you going to press them?
No, he does lots of things that leave me kind of speechless, because they're the sort of things that...
Hey, look at me, I'm actually grown.
The sorts of things that, you know, no one's ever really done for me before. And I mean that in a serious kind of way.
Yeah.
And they do leave me speechless. But the other week we were out, we were having dinner in a restaurant, and at the table next to us was a very famous man who ended up David Guest, who was at the next table, and we were having a little chat with him. And as he got up to leave, he sort of looked at our table and he went, "Right, don't worry about that, I've got that." And I wasn't really sort of paying attention. And when we went to get the bill, David Guest paid for our dinner.
No.
Everything. And thank you very much,
Did
David.
you order
It was-
seconds?
Yeah, did you go back?
No, we didn't. We could have done. He'd said, you know, whatever we wanted the rest of that night, we could have stayed there, but we didn't. No, we went looking for him to go and say thank you properly, but we couldn't find him.
That's quite a grand
yeah, it
gesture.
was a lovely
My
gesture.
husband's very good at sort of the everyday small gestures. Very rarely do I go home to an empty house and there isn't a note in the bed.